Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, Taking Care of Business. The man who rules the world breaks in a brand new partner to help him take care of business in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get John Haynes, Taking Care of Business at paperback and e-readers at online booksellers everywhere. One of my foreign-born black viewers wants to know how they can navigate being both African and African American. Now, this is something I really can't say too much on, but the viewer says that their parents were Liberian immigrants who came here during the 1980s crack epidemic, and basically they learned about black culture by just living here in America as an African person. And they said that they have been insulted as related to their African heritage, as related to by other black people, and they basically are trying to figure out how they can navigate life here as a person who is of African immigrants, who's living as an African American. Now, when it comes to this situation, all I can say to the viewer is that this is, when it comes down to black people, you have to take everything that they say with a grain of salt, because a lot of black people, they have a lot of self-hatred due to the white supremacists teaching them that whole culture of hating themselves. So whenever they talk negatively to you, again, you can't really take it too personal. No, you can't take it too personal, because when it comes down to a lot of black people, again, a lot of us were never taught to love ourselves or see another black person or as a brother or a sister, especially after the crack epidemic. No, after the crack epidemic, basically, black people see each other as adversaries, because we basically were caught up in a civil war that was fostered by white racists who basically brought crack to our communities and turned brother against brother, sister against sister, mother against daughter, son against father. I mean, the crack epidemic did damage to the black community and made it just that much harder to navigate as a black person. I mean, the crack epidemic basically, again, turned it into a civil war where black people, again, see each other as enemies. So it's I understand where this viewer is coming from. They want to try to, again, form relationships with brothers and sisters. They want to go out here and, again, have a connection to other black people. But it's going to be a challenge. I mean, it's a challenge for me as a foundational black American man to have relationships with other black people, because of the way this country basically pits black people against each other. But we have to go out here and persevere and, again, work with those brothers and sisters who will work with us. That's the only thing that I can tell the viewer. Again, you're going to have to, again, build up a thick skin for dealing with black people, because there are a lot of black people who are still dealing with a lot of internal issues as related to their own personal hurts, and they take it out on black people without even thinking about it. I mean, it's just something that's just part of life in the black community, is you're going to be dealing with a lot of black people who are, again, in some cases hostile. I mean, it's not going to be all polite and friendly like with white people, because white people are good at keeping up appearances. Same thing with Hispanics and Asians. They're very good at keeping up appearances, but you will find there are good brothers and sisters out here, and you just have to just deal with people with trial and error. That's the only thing I can say about that. I mean, when it comes to black identity, it's one of those things that's very unique. I mean, it's one of a kind. And again, everything with black people is, again, very different than any other community you will ever be a part of. I mean, yeah, I know what the viewer's talking about black people insulting each other on skin color, again, and have all these issues, but this is just part of this community as related to the dysfunction that goes on in the community. And again, you have to understand, it's not going to be like Liberia or any other African country. I mean, black people, we went through a completely different experience through slavery. We went through a completely different experience with Jim Crow. and things like the war on black people, which was their war on drugs. All of this basically has made it very hard for black people to maintain any sort of identity whatsoever, because we have to scavenge and scrape again in order to survive due to white supremacy. And since we have to try to struggle to survive because of white supremacy, again, you're going to see a completely different culture. And again, it's a completely different culture, but there are good people in this community. Again, good people in this community. And we oftentimes accept brothers and sisters outside of the community, in many cases, accept people outside of the community, very open. Again, that's something that black people basically are. But you have to understand, again, black people, we learned a lot of self-hatred, but you can't let that keep you from having good relationships with other black people, good black people out here as related to things. So I understand where the viewer is coming from, and I understand that, you coming from a different culture. And again, a lot of times when you're running into some black people, again, they may not really, again, be as open and like that, because some people, again, they've been burnt and done dirty by foreign-born blacks. Some people have been, mistreated and stuff like that. It just varies from person to person. And with it varying from person to person, your experience with black people will vary. It's just one of those things that I've grown up with, again, as a foundational black American. And again, I've dealt with black people from all over the world, foreign-born blacks. I've dealt with American-born blacks. And again, it's just that, again, you have, as related to your identity, you have to be secure in yourself when you build up that thick skin to take whatever comes your way, because everybody's going to be different and you're going to be dealing with different experiences. There are different people, again, in our community. And again, we don't even know the diversity of our own community. When it comes to a lot of black people, we think everybody is ghetto and everybody is the hood, but that's not black people. Again, there are black folks from the suburbs. There's black folks from other parts of life out here. There's lots of black people all over life. And you just have to sit down and get to know black people. That's the only thing I can recommend, again, as related to dealing with black people. I know you want to be a part of the community, but you're going to have to, again, understand there's good and bad in our community. And you have to understand that, again, is not going to be, again, like the other communities where they have a sense of what you would think is identity. Black culture is very, very diverse and very, very unique, but a lot of us, there's no one way to pinpoint it. So all I can say to the viewer is, again, you're just going to have to interact with black people and learn the best of us. Now, if you want to learn a little bit about black culture, you can pick up some of my books on the SJS Direct Imprint, which give you a larger picture of black life. You can find those books on Amazon.com, and you can also find them at other online booksellers. And if you want to help out the channel, you can drop a donation like this viewer is going to do on the PayPal or the Cash App by clicking the link in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, John Haynes, the man with nothing to lose. The man who rules the world runs into the irresistible force of a man with nothing to lose in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get the regular and variant editions of John Haynes, the man with nothing to lose on Amazon.com today. Coming to paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, A Thorn in My Side. The man who rules the world takes on an agent from the CIA from the Black Boule in this action-packed all-new John Haynes series adventure. Pre-order your copy of John Haynes' A Thorn in My Side at Amazon.com and other online booksellers. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.